Tropes and Tropes podcast, where books and friendships collide. I'm Becca.
And I'm Keri, and we're two friends who love to talk about books. And today we are talking about Powerless.
We are so excited to chat about Powerless today and how we're going to approach it moving forward. So starting off, this is going to be a little bit different because Becca, have read this book before, but Keri has not. So we will still be a spoiler-free podcast, but we're going to be approaching the book a little bit different. And most of that's going to be how we're adjusting our discussion. So we're just going to be adjusting our discussion just slightly, and you will still be subjected to our one-sentence summaries. Oh, dear. And Keri will still be gracing us with our meet cutes, but we will be changing up our quotable section just a little bit. So instead of pulling out quotes and talking about them, we are going to be talking about impactful quotes within the story, but we're going to be talking about the story plot a little bit more than we have in the past. So we're going to walk you through the story and pull out meaningful quotes that way rather than just talking about the quotes that we're going through. So It'll be a little bit more of an in-depth part of the story, but I think it'll be a better experience for all of us.
For sure. So now let's talk about the book. So this book is described as a young adult fantasy, and it is authored by Lauren Roberts. So just a little bit about Lauren Roberts here from her Goodreads and website and everything. So it says, and I quote, when, being dramatic here. All right, so when Lauren Roberts isn't writing about fantasy worlds and bantering love interests, she can likely be found burrowed in bed reading about them. Lauren has lived in Michigan her whole life, which makes her very familiar with potholes, snow, and various lake activities. She has hobbies of both a grandmother and a child, which is very relatable.
Definitely.
By the way. Knitting, laser tag, hammocking, word searches, and coloring. Powerless is her first novel, which is now a New York Times bestseller, and she hopes to have the privilege of writing pretty words for the rest of her life. But yeah, I'm excited to, the fact that this is her first book and it's been so successful is impressive. So I'm really excited to read it.
I think I heard somewhere, and don't quote me on this, but I think I heard somewhere that she wrote this when she was 19. She's very young. So not only is this her debut, but this is she was very young when she first wrote this. So big props to Lauren Roberts. We're really excited. I will probably continue reading her books until the end of time.
Yeah, her first novel was published at 20. That's insane.
She probably was younger than 19 when she wrote it.
And when was Powerless?
2023.
So she's only 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That seems so young now.
That's so funny. I was like, oh, that's our age. No, we're older than that.
Technically, it's still our age, but not really.
Oh, man.
That's okay.
Okay, so, Keri, since you have not read the book yet, what do you know about this book already?
Very little.
Okay.
I do know hold on, let me gather my thoughts. I obviously saw this on social media a lot, especially on our podcast page on TikTok, but I learned, I first got interest in this from a book talker. I was on her live and she was reading it.
Okay.
And I was like, this is interesting. So I asked, what is it about? She was hyping it up big time. So just how she described it, something about a Hunger Games and Fourth Wing-ish type of vibes. I forget the exact description. I remember Hunger Games distinctly because I had just finished rereading that series, so I was like, ooh, that's interesting. I would love that. But I just heard description of it. I was really excited to read about it, but I know nothing really. I've tried not to know anything. But
oh, okay.
The book talker, I want to shout her out. It's at Betsy Reads. It's BETSYY Reads, and she's on TikTok. So
okay.
Go check her out.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you really don't know anything about this
Nope,
book.
I
Okay.
really don't. And when we read the back of the book, inside cover and back of it, this will be my first time.
Dang. Okay.
So
I
if
didn't
I
know
mess
that.
up the pronunciations, forgive me.
I did not know that. I thought,
Yes.
okay.
No,
So
we're
you're
going.
really going in blind.
Oh yeah, we're going in completely blind here.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
here for it. I fully trust you.
Ooh, it's a lot of power, a lot of responsibility.
I mean, literally from that book talker, I was like, I want to read that. So, and then when you read it and were raving about it, I was like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. I think I found it on Book Talk for sure. And I don't remember what actually made me start reading it. It was on my Kindle for a long time before I started reading it. And I like would pick it up to start reading it and I was like, I can't read this right now. And I did that for probably like a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Dang.
Yeah. But once I picked it up, I couldn't put it down.
How many days did it take you to read? We have full-time jobs and a podcast, so please keep that in mind, listeners. So don't judge us for how fast we do or do not read.
Um, I probably read it in about 2.5 days because I started it on a Thursday. So I started it Thursday after work. So I read Thursday after work, Friday after work, and I finished it on Saturday.
And during lunch breaks, I'm sure.
I can't read on my lunch breaks. I I will not go back to work.
That is relatable.
I learned that about myself, so I just like can't do it.
Mm.
I'll listen to podcasts, like I'll do like podcast work and stuff on a lunch break, but I won't like I cannot like sit and read because I will not stop.
Interesting. That's why
Yes.
I like the Kindle, is because it tells you how long it takes. So I'm like, I have to stop at this point because I only have like 12 minutes on my lunch break. I can only read like one chapter or two chapters, depending on like how long my Kindle says it will take me.
Yeah, you have better self-discipline than I do, I think. But well, here's the thing, and this is what I do so I can read after work because I'll read like I'll do stuff during the day. Like so I work remotely. So I'll do like my laundry during the day. I'll clean the kitchen during the day, like during my lunch breaks, or I'll vacuum, or I'll take my dog for a walk. Like I'll do things that most people would normally do after work during my lunch break. So that way I have my like I have my after work time to read. So it balances out. It balances out.
It balances out. Everyone's different.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so yeah, 2.5 days.
Dang. I'm excited. I'm going to be stuck reading we'll talk about how we're splitting it officially, but I'm going to be stuck reading what we're actually reading. I think that's going to kill me a little bit.
It probably will kill you a little bit.
I'm okay with that. It'll make it more interesting for the podcast.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Do we want to talk more about the book now?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna do a cover reveal like we did last time.
And you're the only one with the hard copy, so it's so pretty.
So this is the hard copy.
She's
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
We've got, for those of you who are
She'd be thick.
Oh yeah, she's thick.
I cannot tell. I have the Kindle version, so
I think it's like 494 pages.
that's not bad. I'll do my cover reveal.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's all I got for you.
But for those of you who are listening and not watching us on YouTube, I'm holding up Powerless, and it's like we said, it's 494-ish pages. The cover is beautiful. It has like vines growing on the front of it with a silver dagger down the middle. It's very beautiful with like purple flowers. So the theme is like green and black and purple. And then the back also looks pretty as well. Like we get these little designs. And then I wanted to show you like inside the dust jacket.
Ooh,
Look at how pretty that is.
that's gorgeous.
So, again, for listeners, not watchers, we have just the black plain book. And on the front cover, there is a silver dagger with some like leaves, but it's all in silver. And it's just like so clean.
It
So
almost
clean.
would want to get rid of the dust cover thing.
Right? And it still has this. Like, I know some books like don't have like on the spine of under the dust jacket, but it still has it.
I love
I
it.
don't know.
You know, I just realized. So we, in our outline, we use green for me, like my notes, and purple for your notes.
That's right, we do.
And that's the cover.
We're
It's meant
themed
to
already.
be. Look at that. So cute.
So cute.
I'm here for it. Yeah, I love the cover. I think that also intrigued me. I know you're
Okay.
not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but I
think we
definitely do.
all do.
If you don't, I think you're lying.
I would also agree with that.
Covers are important.
They are important. And it's not so much the. Like, I think they're important because they illustrate what the book, like, the theme and, like, the vibes of a book. And, like, I need to be here for the vibes.
Yeah, gotta grab the vibes while you can.
Yeah.
We want to talk about the tagline.
Yeah.
All right, it's hunted, hunter, destined for each other.
Ooh, I got chills when you read that.
Oof, I'm excited. Okay, now let's read the back of the book / inside cover. We'll do the inside cover first. So, only the extraordinary belong to the king in the kingdom of Isla, the exceptional, the elites. The elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Isla and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peyton. We're gonna get that. Okay. Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. But when she unwittingly saves one of Isla's princes, Kai Azar, I'm gonna guess that's. I apologize for my pronunciation. I can't even say words right. Whew. She's thrown into the purging trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will if he discovers what Peyton is. Completely ordinary. Bum, bum, bum. All right, and then the back of the book. Peyton, thief, ordinary, survivor. And it's a quote. I've never been looked at like it's a privilege to be in my presence, an honor to hold my gaze, a gift to get a glimpse of me, not until I met him.
Got a little romance in there.
I know already. Look at that. And then we have Kai, Prince, Elite, Enforcer. And then the quote is, if I am to be her enemy, I want it to be because she loathes herself for wanting me. And then we have, she's the very thing he has spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing she has spent her whole life pretending to be. And fate ensured they would find each other. Got some like, you're not supposed to, what's that trope called?
Oh, requited love.
Yeah.
Forbidden love.
Yeah, forbidden love.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm excited. Definitely gonna start reading today after we
Okay.
record this.
I'm excited for you to read. I think it'll be... Yeah, I'm excited for you to read. Do you have any questions before we read?
I feel like I don't know enough. It sounds like they'll be together. Maybe. I feel like it's gonna be, we're just gonna guess here.
Okay.
I feel like this is gonna be a like slow burn type of romance.
Okay.
That's gonna be my guess based on that back description. I know nothing. So if I'm right, keep that in the record.
Okay. So you think it's going to be slow burn?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm interested to see how the games compare to Hunger Games, since everyone's saying it's very similar.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that. I think so. The book talker that you mentioned, she said Hunger Games. I would agree with, if you like Hunger Games, you'll probably like this book. If you liked Keri, I know you haven't read the Selection series, but if you liked the Selection series, you'll probably like this book. Keri, you need to read the
I
Selection.
do. We've said that so many times.
I need to go back and reread it. So, and then I'm gonna say, if you liked the movie Aladdin, you would also like this book.
Like the animated or the live action or both?
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
It's more of
just
like
the
a
story.
vibes thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm intrigued. I'm excited to read this.
Good.
I'm
Good.
not excited to be reading only certain chapters because I know like I'll probably like chapter 20, I'll probably be like downhill and I'll want to just like binge read and I won't be able to because I'm not good with spoilers, so I'm not allowed to do that.
Yeah, so that actually leads perfectly into how we're going to be splitting up the chapters.
Perfect.
So we are going to be splitting up the book in 10 chapter chunks. So we're going to start on Thursday, because we're not releasing this on Thursday. We're going to release this whenever we release it.
Whenever we feel like it.
Yes, but we're going to start with chapters 1 through 10. And then we're going to go in 10 chapter chunks from there. So 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 31 through 40, 41 through 50, 51 through 60, and 61 through the epilogue. So there are those, that's how we're going to break up the book.
Yeah, not
so
clear parts.
Yeah, so that's for Powerless. Now, there is some bonus content in the back of the book that we may do like a bonus episode on. Like,
Ooh.
it's just like you get a bonus chapter. Actually, I think you get a bonus 2 chapters, and you also get the first chapter of Reckless, which is
Ooh.
our, we're going to go right into Reckless coverage because it comes out like right around July, and that's kind of when we'll kind of follow through. So you're going to get Powerless and you're going to get Reckless.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is supposed to be a trilogy, so we may end on a cliffhanger with Reckless, but that's okay.
That'll be so rude.
I know. But, so anyway, so that's how we're going to break up the chapters, at least for Powerless. And then we'll go right into our Reckless coverage.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
Yeah. Any other notes, Keri?
We'll be posting these on our social medias too. So if you're like, I don't know what to read next in preparation for these episodes, they'll be on our socials and we'll have them pinned to the top of the page.
Exactly.
Check it out.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to our BookBait episode today. This was a very overview episode of the book, just like a Keri's never read it, whatever. So thanks for joining us today. If you liked today's episode, please make sure to rate and review us wherever you listen to your podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as well so you're notified of all of our new episodes. Also, the best thing you can do for any podcast, but especially ours, is share us with your friends if you liked today's episode. If you are rereading Powerless in preparation for Reckless, or you've never read Powerless before, this will be a great opportunity for you to rehash the story or fall in love with the characters just like I have already, and just like I'm sure Keri will too. So definitely share us with your friends to share in the joy.
Oh, for sure. And then you can also share on our Instagram and TikTok, so give us a follow. And that is at Tomes and Tropes Pod on both Instagram and TikTok. Or if you have thoughts about this episode or this book or any of our episodes or books we've covered, email us at tomesandtropespod@gmail.com or send us a DM. We'd really love to hear your thoughts on Powerless if you've already read it, but please, if you want to talk spoilers, be sure to start your message with spoilers or only for Becca's eyes or something like that so I don't see it. I don't want to be spoiled. But we'd love to hear from you. So we'll see you next week for our first, or we'll see you on Thursday for our first episode of Powerless.
Yeah. Stay curious and keep reading.
Bye.
Bye.